Yes, state law says that, schools are gun-free zones, and it is a violation of state law to carry a weapon onto school grounds. I don't like just to stand up there and flip slides, but if that's what the organization would prefer, then I give them a PowerPoint. It's about an hour-long PowerPoint. I prefer to do the hands-on training. I believe in getting your hands dirty and practicing this stuff, because if you don't practice it and build those gross motor skills, then when something does happen, the chances of you not having those skills are very diminished, and you're going to fall back on that training. In certain situations, high-stress situations, everybody gets tunnel vision. Okay, you're going to fall back on those gross motor skills. You're going to lose the finite stuff, but you're going to still have those gross motor skills, and that's what I try to develop through some of this training. So what I normally do is I'll run 4 or 5 different scenarios, and I'll use the groups themselves, and we will go through a very static drill. I use an airsoft, little Walmart cheap airsoft gun. It shoots little plastic little BBs, and first drill is very static. All right, it's the pre-Columbine, what we did before that type of drill. They just basically sheltered in place, didn't secure anything up, didn't try to defend themselves at all. We have a debrief after that. Most generally, everybody says that that's probably one of the most scariest things that has happened to them in that training. From then, we start empowering them. 2nd, 3rd, 4th scenarios. We give them the ability to teach them just to lock the doors, secure the room up, prepare to defend themselves. And the one thing that comes out of this is people see the casualty levels go from high, very static, not doing any type of a defensive measure, high casualties, down to very limited amount of casualties. So we build this stuff up and try to empower the people to make these decisions. I tell them all the time that I would love to say that Chad and I are going to be there when the incident happens, but the majority of the time, law enforcement is not there. And by the time law enforcement gets there, those first responding officers, they're coming in, they're geared up, and they're going directly to the shots. But that can be 5 minutes. And there's a lot of carnage that can happen in that 5 minutes. So we want to empower people to be able to protect themselves and save lives. We do some training where we talk about bleeding out. Through some of the stats that I've seen, anywhere from 90 seconds to 3 minutes, people were bleeding out of these incidents. So we talk about use of tourniquets, stopping that bleeding, giving us time to get in there, address the bad guy, save lives.
Burlington Community School District and Burlington Police Department and Des Moines County Sheriff have a very well thought out process in place, and we meet often, frequently. We have in-depth conversations about these type of situations. Please, dear God, don't ever let this happen. But if it does, these guys sitting right up here are ready.